In April 2026, press kits for the brand As Ever reached the offices of People in Town and Country. Inside were candles named after the Sussex children, marketed under royal titles. Subscribing to this record tracks the evolving logic of the institution as it protects its borders. This maneuver echoes the 1937 Windsor Protocol. King George VI used that document to ensure the exiled Duke of Windsor could never use his status to rival the crown. For William, the catalyst is a breach of the 2020 Sandringham Agreement, which prohibited the commercial monetization of the monarchy. On April 23rd, Prince Harry addressed heads of state at the Kiev Security Forum. This diplomatic appearance occurred 72 hours before King Charles III's state visit to Washington. The Foreign Office now manages two separate, conflicting British representatives on the global stage. The tension shifted to Australia. Victoria Police provided security for a private Sussex tour at public expense, but the planning collapsed on April 20. The Daily Mail broke a 5-day embargo on the Melbourne itinerary, rendering months of security logistics obsolete in hours. A BBC investigation confirms the prohibited HRH style remains active in Archwell's private contracts. William's signature on the new internal strategy turns a private grievance into a formal state policy. The first visible enforcement is scheduled for next week. Prince William stands at a mahogany desk in the south wing of Kensington Palace. Before him lies the government's order of business for Tuesday, June 2nd. Item 4 is the final debate on the title's deprivation amendment. This document, consisting of 24 pages, provides the legal mechanism to remove hereditary peerages by a simple majority vote. In 1917, King George V used a similar instrument to strip German relatives of their British titles, shifting the crown from a family network to a national symbol. The logic of institutional survival repeats. A Foreign Office briefing on the desk confirms that 34 international organizations still recognize the HRH style in Archwell contracts, despite the 2020 Sandringham prohibition. William marks a single paragraph on page 12 in red ink. This specific clause authorizes the Lord Chancellor to notify the House of Lords that the names Harry and Meghan are to be struck from the roll of the peerage. This action removes the last remaining bridge between the Sussexes and the British state. Outside, a black Range Rover waits to take the folders to the Cabinet Office for immediate processing. The first formal notifications to the Sussex legal team in Montecito are timed for 9 a.m. tomorrow. On May 23, 2026, the flow of internal intelligence ceases. A directive from Kensington Palace establishes a zero-interaction policy, ordering all royal households to stop sharing the court circular, the sovereign's private itinerary, with the Sussex office. For Prince Harry, this marks the end of his visibility into the institution's daily operations. He is now a stranger to the schedule he was born to fulfill. Simultaneously, Buckingham Palace auditors finalize a forensic review of Archwell's financial structures. The investigation targets the movement of donor capital, shifting the institution's approach from managing a family member to mitigating a specific financial risk. The focus is no longer on reconciliation, but on legal insulation. The implementation of this strategy reaches its public threshold on May 27. This date, aligning with the 1937 Windsor precedent, marks a scheduled update to the royal household's digital architecture. When the servers refresh, the formal removal of styles will convert a prince of the blood into a private individual without constitutional standing. Is William's decision to dismantle his brother's royal status an act of statesmanship to save the monarchy, or a cold-blooded betrayal of the very bloodline he is meant to protect? Debate your stance in the comments and subscribe for more documented history as it unfolds. The update is queued. In Montecito, The transition to private citizen is now a matter of incoming code.